بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء وإمام المرسلين نبينا وحبيبنا وسيدنا محمد بن عبد الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, everybody. Happy to be back again for our 6th installment of the Qur'anic Arabic. Alhamdulillah. We are 2/3 of the way, inshallah, through the course. So let us get at it, inshallah. I will share my screen with you. Here we go. Okay. Bismillah. So alhamdulillah, last week we covered a lot. Alhamdulillah, it was very beneficial. Lots of information, lots of important information. So this week, inshallah, we are going to go over the following: the soft letters, which are called huruf al-lin, okay, and the moon or lunar and solar or sun letters, okay, and we're going to find out what those are. And the joining hamza, we already talked about al-wasla, the joining hamza, and the severing hamza. What are those and what does that mean? And all of this information is going to help us read and identify things, inshallah. Okay, so the first thing I want to cover is something called the soft letters. The soft letters, and those are called huruf al-lin. Huruf al-lin. Okay, so what does that mean? Okay, so when a fatha is followed by a ya, when the fatha is followed by a ya with a sukoon, see this ya here? This ya here has a sukoon on it, okay? I'm going to just make my screen a little bit bigger. Oh, that's a bit too big. Okay, I think this is good. So when a ya with a sukoon, as you see here as a sukoon, is followed by, when it's preceded, sorry, should say when a fatha is, when a fatha is followed by a ya, okay, with a sukoon, it makes the a sound. So look at this example here. The fatha got cut off for some reason when you write it in Word, but there's a fatha here. So when you have a fatha here and it is followed by a ya with a sukoon, the fatha, what sound does it make? Ah, right? Ah. But when it has a ya following it with a sukoon, you say a. So the ah here turns into a, okay? And when a fatha is followed by a waw with a sukoon, when it's followed by a waw with a sukoon, it makes the, I was trying to write it in English, you would say O. So an O sound. O, I put AW or OH. However, whatever Arabish way helps you remember and understand this, how to say it. Maybe this is closer. O. So you have the fatha here with a waw with a sukoon. So you say O. When it's followed by ya, you say a. And this is applied to any letter. If this was a ba here, with a fatha, you would say bay. Here, if it was a fatha or a ba here, you'd say bow. And you just apply that rule, the a and the o, to every single letter if it meets that criteria. If it meets that criteria, any letter that has a fatha on it that's followed by a ya with a sukoon or a waw with a sukoon, you would say, lay, low, tay, toe, just like that. A, o, pick any letter. Seen, say, so, just like that. So we're gonna actually do some exercises on this concept so we can drill it into our minds, inshallah, and so it'll stay on our tongues, bi'idhnillah. So here is some practice with that concept, okay? So I'm going to read I'm going to read this, and then I'm going to get you guys to volunteer, inshallah, to take over read. So you just can follow along with me on this chart, and then you guys can take turns reading, inshallah. So toe, tay. See here we have the ta and the fatha. So ta and the wow with a sukoon. Toe. Ta with a fatha and the ya with a sukoon. Tay. Tho. Thay. Do. Day. Though. They. Ro. Ray. Zo. Zay. So. Say. Show. Shay. So. Slay. Low. Lay. Tow. Day. Low. Lay. Low. Lay. No. Nay. I'll stop here. I'll give it all away, inshallah. So I think you guys get the idea here, right? Inshallah. So please, somebody volunteer. Let me get a group of volunteers, inshallah, and you guys can take turns reading the lines, inshallah. So who's going to go first, inshallah? Somebody put their hand up, inshallah. Come on, guys. Somebody volunteer, inshallah. I need you guys to participate, inshallah. Just to read this first line here, inshallah, and then somebody to read the second line.
I can read first.
Okay, great, sister. Go ahead, inshallah. Read this first line. We need somebody to get the ball rolling. Thank you.
Okay. Toe, tay, tho, thay, do, day, though.
Great. Good job, mashallah. Next volunteer, inshallah. Just like the sister did.
I can read the next line, inshallah.
Okay, great, brother. Tafaddal. Go ahead.
They, row, ray, though, they, so, say.
Great. And here you said zo, right? Because is that what you said?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
I thought I sounded like a dhal for a second there.
Oh,
but
okay.
yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, it could be a zo. Yeah.
No problem. Zo, zay. So,
Okay.
say. Great. Okay, who's going to do the next line, inshallah? Oh, everything is just O-A, 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 but just with a different letter in the front.
Hello, Sheikh. I can volunteer.
Please. So from here, please, inshallah.
Shall,
Yes.
shay, so, soy,
Mhm.
do,
Mhm.
toe.
Yeah, see, and that's good how you that's good how you did that, sister. You don't just have to say it automatically, but when you went, you did the calculations in your head, and this is normal when you're first learning Arabic. You're thinking like, okay, what letter is this? Ta, to, and you worked it out and you got it right. That's excellent. That's a good way to do it. You can break it down like that, guys. You don't have to say it like right away. Just break it down slowly. Okay, this is ta. Okay, so ta has a fatha, so ta. And there's a wow, ta. Okay, and you can do it like that. So that's very good, mashallah. Okay, so the next one, inshallah, this one here. Next volunteer, please. We have 4 lines to complete this one. Anybody that's already went is welcome to go again, inshallah, but we like to get new people going, inshallah. Somebody go, inshallah. Anyway, even if you just went, it's fine. Somebody, you'll encourage people to jump in eventually, inshallah.
I can try it, inshallah.
Okay, okay.
Is that where your cursor is? That's where
Yes.
Okay. Lay, low, lay, low, lay, no, nay.
Great. Good job. Ahsant. Very good. Okay, next volunteer, inshallah.
I can go again.
Okay.
O, A, Bo, Bay, Joe, J, Ho.
Yes. Great. Good job. Next person, inshallah. Hay. Hay. Start with hay.
May I do this one?
Sure.
Hay, ho,
Mhm.
hoi,
Great.
ow, ai. This one is ho, hoi,
Go. Go, ray. Good job. Good job.
ho, ho.
Mhm. Rain, rain, right? Al. So rain. Raw, ray. So yeah, good job, mashallah. Last line. Who's the volunteer for the last line, inshallah?
I can try the last line, inshallah.
Okay.
Fo,
Fo,
fi,
yeah.
o, qi, go, gay, mo.
Mo. Okay. Oh, whoops. There was one more line. Okay.
Oh, I can
snuck
continue.
snuck in there.
You can continue if, inshallah.
Okay, inshallah. Inshallah.
May, wo, we, who, hey,
Ho.
ho,
Yeah.
hey, yo, yay.
Right. Yeah. So you see how the yeah is written here, and it's like just a little bit different written this way. Yeah. But we can identify that we have the two dots here, so you know automatically it's a yeah. So there's two yeahs here. Mashallah. Okay, good job, guys. Good job, mashallah. So that's the concept of huruf al-lin, the soft letters. So again, when a fatha is followed by ya with a sukun. So the ya with the sukun is right here. So when we say when a fatha is followed by ya with a sukun, that means when a fatha is on any letter in the Arabic alphabet, and that that combination of a letter with a fatha on the top is followed by a ya with a sukun, you get that a sound. Te, ray, zay, say, thay. So you get that sound. Okay, and then when a fatha is followed, a fatha on any letter is followed by a wow with a sukun, you get that o sound. O, to, do, though, so. Okay, so that's how that would be pronounced, inshallah. Okay, so practice reading the soft letters with within words. Okay, so let's try this, inshallah. So I'm just gonna point out a couple things that are a little bit new, and there's not really actually very many new like markings or anything like that you'd learn. But here we learned the small alif, the alif saghira, or the suspended alif last class. This here, what you're seeing is actually sometimes it's written like this. It's a small yeah, okay, and it's over here too. I don't think in the rest of this lesson it appears at all, but just in these two words here. So this small ya. So then that would be E, right? Or a small ya, sorry. E. Okay. And then here is a small ya to signify it to be a little bit longer. So B, right? Okay. So just to point that out. And then so we have so basically a small alif, a small ya, and a small wow. I don't think there's another small wow in this lesson here. No. So here is a small wow, a small ya, and a small alif. So we just want to keep that in mind when we're reading, inshallah, because you would extend that sound. Like here, you wouldn't just say e, you would say e, la fi, right? E la fi. Okay. Okay. So I'll read the first couple of lines, inshallah, and then you guys can start reading after me, inshallah. Amana, awa, aniyatin, ilafi, aina. Okay, so these are the words they want you to mainly pay attention to, because we just did huruf al-lin, the soft letters. Remember the a sound and the o sound. So here we have aina. Remember a. So the fatha is followed by a ya with the sukun. Aina. Okay, so we're gonna extend the e sound here. Bihi. Okay, yes. Okay. Somebody's just asking, will we have a recording of this lesson for review? Yes, of course, inshallah. I'm recording right now. Okay, so here we have the med. Remember the med? We extend right? So ja'a ju'in khawfin khayrun. Okay, so here's a two dhammas. Sometimes it's written like this, right? Two dhammas are written like this. So here, this is what they want you to pay attention to right here. Khawfin. Remember? O, bo, khaw, khawfin. Here, a, right? Khayrun, khayrun. So when we say jazakallahu khayran, that's what we say. Khayr, khayr, khayrun. Dawudu, like Prophet Dawood alayhi salam, Prophet David, right? Dawudu, Dawudu. Okay. Okay, so let's try reading, inshallah. Can I please have some volunteers? Inshallah, let's.
I can try.
Yeah.
Inshallah.
Okay, inshallah. Come on. I wanted to encourage the rest of you to join, inshallah. Even if you get it wrong, it's okay. But just participate, inshallah. It's really important. Yeah.
Is it the third row?
No. The first one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Amana
Mm-hmm.
aw awa.
Right. So here, because we have that, this is actually called, we're going to get to that too. It's called alif maqsura, and it has a small alif here. So
Mhm.
awa.
Awa.
Yeah.
Ay anihin. Aniyatin.
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 Yes.
Ilafi.
Yeah. Ilafi. Yeah, good job.
Aina.
Mm-hmm.
Bihi.
Yes. Bihi. Mhm.
Bihi.
Okay.
Ja'a.
Yeah, and it would just be a little bit longer, like
Ja'a.
ja'a.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Ja'a.
Mm-hmm.
Ju'an.
جوع.
جوع.
Yeah, and here's the exercise for حروف اللين, these two next ones here. Okay, go ahead.
خوف.
Yeah.
خير.
خير, yes.
داوود. داوود.
Yeah, داوود. Good job, mashallah. Okay, can we get a volunteer for the next two lines, inshallah? ذلك. There you go. I just gifted you the first word. ذلك. See the alif صغيرة here, the small alif or the suspended alif. ذلك. ذلك. Okay. Okay, inshallah, guys. Somebody else? Brother Michael, would you like to go, inshallah?
Brother Michael wrote in the chat he won't be volunteering today.
Oh, okay. I didn't see that.
But I
Okay.
can go.
Okay. Pardon me?
I said, I'm sorry, I can't.
It's okay. It's okay. We're just glad you made it today to join the class. Next week, inshallah.
So I can go for these lines.
Okay, just do these two lines, please, inshallah.
ذلك رضو شاء
Okay.
مالك شيء طغى.
Yeah. طغى.
طغى. Okay.
Yeah.
طغوا.
Okay, good.
طيرا.
Yeah, mashallah. So here, طغوا, that's that concept. Fatha followed by a waw with a sukoon. Oh, but it's a ghain here. So you say ghaw, طغوا, right? And here, the ta, and then you have that, follow the ta with a fatha followed by the ya with sukoon. طيرا. Okay, go ahead, sister.
عاد. على. عين.
Ainun, great. So ain with the fatha followed by the ya with sukoon. Ainun.
And فيه.
Great. Fihi. Okay, mumtaz. Okay, next person, inshallah. 3 lines left. Yallah, bismillah. Somebody go, inshallah. Zui, would you like to go? Inshallah, we have Callan, Joan, somebody's iPad 144.
Yeah, I can go.
Halimo, Claire. Okay, inshallah.
قال.
Great.
Go-
And this is now we're
go-
going to do the huruf al-lin, that concept here on this one. Okay, go ahead.
قول.
Qawlun. Great.
كان.
Kana. Okay, and these next three are going to be the rule, huruf al-lin. Okay, soft letters.
كيدا. كيف. لوح.
Great, good job, mashallah. So here, kaifa. You've heard people say kaifa haluka, or kaifa haluki. This is it right here. How? Kaifa. Okay, good job. Lawhin. You want to do the next line, sister?
Yeah, I can also do the next.
Okay.
ليس. مالا. نارا. ماء.
Good job.
ويل. يوم.
Mashallah, mashallah. Okay, last line. Who can do the last line, inshallah? Anybody do the last line, inshallah.
I can try it, inshallah, the last line.
Inshallah. Okay.
Yaraw. Yarahu.
So yeah, yara. So you have yara, yara, yarahu,
Yarahu.
yarahu. Yeah. Okay.
Hasidin. Hasidin.
Yeah, there is, sorry, I did say there was only one small wow like up here, but yeah, there is this another small one here. Okay. Yeah. Okay, say this one again, please.
Hasidin.
Hasidin. Mm-hmm.
Hafidun.
Mm-hmm.
Rafiqin.
No. What letter is this?
Dafiqin.
Dafiqin. Dafiqin.
Dafiqin.
Yeah. So see the mistake there. You said da. So dafiqin. Yeah. Good job. MashaAllah.
Dafiqin. Shahidin. Shahidin.
Shahidin. Mm-hmm. Good.
Abidun.
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 Yes. Good job. MashaAllah. Okay, great. Great job, guys. MashaAllah, tabarakallah. So that was the concept of huruf al-lin, a, o, bay, bo. Okay. Now. Okay, so here we're going to get into the moon or lunar and the sun or solar letters. Okay, so let's read this here. Every word below in either column, so these two columns you see here, column A and column B. Okay, so every word below in either column will begin with L. You will see here. So for example, coming down here, there's a alif and lam here. Okay, and we're going to go over here. Is alif and lam, alif and lam. So every letter in both columns, I think I need to shrink this down a bit. So every word below in either column begins with L, okay? Though every word below begins with L, the lam isn't pronounced when it is followed by one of the sun letters, as you see in the left column. Okay, so this is the left column. This is called al-huruf al-shamsiyah, the sun or solar letters. Okay, so we have the ta. What follows the lam here? There's a ta. What follows the lam here? A tha. What follows the lam here? A dal. Okay, so those are from the solar letters. Okay, so though every word below begins with L, the lam isn't pronounced when it is followed by one of the sun letters, and we're gonna see what that means. As you see in the left column. When reading the right column, pronounce L. And when reading the left column, skip over the lam. Okay. This last point here, we're gonna go over at the bottom. When the L is preceded by a letter, A, the A in L is skipped over and not pronounced. This is called Hamzatul Wasl. We already went over the wasla. Remember that? So anyways, this last point is going to be expanded on at the bottom here, inshallah. So we're just going to focus on these points here. Okay, so every word below in either column starts with alif and lam. L. Okay, we got that point covered. Okay, though every word below begins with L, the lam isn't pronounced when it's in this category here. Okay, so let's go over this, inshallah. Al-huruf al-qamariyah wal-huruf al-shamsiyah. Okay, the moon letters and the moon letters and the sun letters. Okay, so for example, I'm gonna read them out, and then you guys can read them after me, inshallah. Take turns. Okay, so I it's really awkward to draw and write, but I try my best here, inshallah, in red. So everything in red here is, of course, a fatha, even though it looks kind of crooked and ugly. I apologize for that. So okay, so let's start with the al-huruf al-qamariyah. So the moon or lunar letters. Okay, so every word here starts with an alif and lam. And we're going to pronounce, it's going to always be L something. We're always going to pronounce that alif and lam the whole way down, where over on this side, we're going to skip over the lam, okay? And it's all to do with the letter that follows the lam. So here, this is al-abu, the father, al-abu, okay? Al-babu, al-jannatu, al-jannatu, al-himaru, al-khubzu, al-ainu. Okay, al-ainu. So over here, we just learned that word, right? Right here, where was it? Here, ainun. Okay, but now it has an alif and lam attached to it. So al-ainu, al-ghada'u, al-ghada'u, al-famu, al-famu, al-qamaru, al-qamaru, al-kalbu, al-kalbu, al-ma'u. Just a little point here. See, this actually, the way it's written here, this is actually a meme, okay? Like you see the meme, the way it's written right here. Sometimes you'll find that the meme is written like this, okay? Al-ma'u, al-waladu, al-waladu, al-hawa'u, al-hawa'u, al-yadu, al-yadu. Okay, so these letters are the lunar or moon letters. Okay, so you pronounce the letters. So what letter follows the lam here? You have alif, and you have ba. The lam, the letter that follows the lam is a ba, and the letter that follows the lam here is a jim, and a ha, and a kha, and an ain, and a ghain, and a fa, and a qaf, kaf, mim, wow, ha, ya. So whenever any of these letters are come after or come after the L or come after the lam, then you pronounce it, okay? So, and over on this side, it's a different case. They're called al-hurufu. So al-huruf means the letters, right? Al-huruf al-shamsiyah. Al-huruf al-shamsiyatu. Okay, so these are the solar or sun letters. So what did we say? When one of these letters, what are the letters? Ta, tha, here. Ta, tha, dal, dhal, ra. You can see the ra is coming after. Zay comes after the lam here. Sin, sheen, sad, dad, ta, okay? Va, lam, the lam comes after the lam, okay? Noon. So when one of these letters comes after a lam from this L here, then you skip over the lam when reading, okay? So what does that mean? Let's put this into practice. So here on this side, we would say like al-babu. You can hear the L. You're pronouncing the L. Here, you wouldn't say al-tajiru. You wouldn't say al-tajiru. No, because the ta is from the huruf al-shamsiyah, which means you skip over the lam. So you would say at-tajiru, 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 not al-tajiru, at-tajiru. You have the fatha here, it connects jumps right over the lam and goes to the next ta, or goes to the ta, sorry, at-tajiru, okay? So here, this word, you wouldn't say el-thobu. No, you would skip over the lam with the fatha here, ath-thobu, ath-thobu. And likewise here, ad-diku, ad-diku, ad-dhahabu, ad-dhahabu, ar-rajulu, ar-rajulu. See that? Ar, you don't say al, okay? Az-zahratu, az-zahratu, as-samaku, as-samaku, ash-shamsu, الشمس الصدر الصدر الضيف الضيف الطالب الطالب الظهر الظهر اللحم اللحم النجم النجم. Okay, so this is the concept of al-huruf al-qamariyya wal-huruf al-shamsiyya. Okay, so the sun and or the moon or lunar or the sun or solar letters. Okay, so the whole concept is when we have this alif and lam l, which makes the word definite. It makes the word definite because if you say, for example, in Arabic, bait or masjid, let's say masjid, masjidun, that just means a masjid. And then when you attach l to it, that means the masjid. You make it definite. So the L is basically like saying the in Arabic. Okay. So and then when that L is followed by one of these letters, you skip over the lam, inshallah. Can I get, we don't have to do the whole, get you guys to read the whole thing, but can I get a couple volunteers to just read a few words just so we can hear you guys and the others can benefit from hearing you as well, inshallah. Anybody, any of the regulars today, inshallah? Do you guys have any questions on this point at all? Is it clear, inshallah?
There's a question in the chat, Sheikh.
Oh, sorry. Let me take a look. They all have wow over each of the letters. Is that the only application from Michael? W over. Oh, yeah. You. I guess you mean the shadda, right, Michael? Here, they all have the W over each of the letters. Is that the only application? Okay, yeah. So well, here, that's, you can use that as a guiding tool in this situation. So when you see that shadda, you know right away to connect this fatha to that letter with a shadda right away. Okay, yeah. So at-tajiru. Otherwise that shadda wouldn't be there, right? If the alif and lam was stripped off of this word, it would just be tajirun, tajirun. But because this alif and lam is here, that helps you know to connect this fatha to this letter. So you can use that shadda as the guiding tool. Whenever you see alif and lam here and there's a fatha and you see a shadda, you can go, oh, right, okay, I have to connect to that letter there from here and skip over the lam. So that is a good way, using that shadda as a guiding tool to know how to read it. Yeah, that's good that you pointed that out. Okay, can I get a couple volunteers, inshallah? Then we can move on to expanding on this, inshallah. You guys are quiet today.
I can try.
Zui? Okay, yeah, please.
Which part start?
Let's go from like this column to this column, this column to this column.
Okay. Al-abu.
Great.
At-tajiru.
Yeah. At-tajiru.
Al-babu. Al-thawbu. Al-jannatu. Al-jannatu.
Yes.
Ad-diku.
Great. Good job. MashaAllah. Okay, next volunteer. Could do these three lines, inshallah.
I
can
could
try
do.
these.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. Okay,
I'll let
okay,
Zui
good.
do them.
Both you guys, Zui go first, and then the other sister can go next, inshallah.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
الحمار.
Okay.
الذهب. الذهب.
Yes. الذهب. الذهب. Uh-huh.
الخب الخبز. خبز. خبز.
الخبز. Mhm.
الخبز.
Mhm. الخبز. Mhm.
الرا الرجل. الرجل. No, this
Yeah.
is not long. الرجل.
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 الرجل. Yes. Good. Okay, this one.
العين.
Good.
الزهرة.
Good. Good. الزهرة. الزهرة.
الزهرة.
Right. Right. Okay. Good job. Okay, other sister, inshallah.
Okay. الغداء السمك الفم الشمس القمر الصدر.
Good job. Good job. MashaAllah. Okay, so inshallah, this is the concept. Okay. Now okay, let's read these points. Points to remember. In this lesson, we learned the use of the Arabic definite article a or l, sorry. That's what I was just saying. So when we say masjid means a masjid. We say al masjid, that means the masjid. Okay. Which corresponds to the English the. So al corresponds to the English the. When the definite article al is prefixed to a noun, naturally the indefinite article un or in or un is dropped. So right here, when the word is indefinite, usually it would have what we call a tanween. So you'd say un, in. A word would have that on there when it's indefinite usually. But when when the alif and the lam are attached to it, it would never be like, for example, this is al-baytu, the house. Okay, so baytun, a house, al-baytu, the house. So it would never be al-baytun or al-baytin or al-baytan. No, that un sound is dropped as soon as alif and lam is connected to the word. Okay. Here are some more examples of the assimilation of the lam of L to the solar letters. Okay, so here when we see this in writing el najmu, you wouldn't pronounce the L. It becomes an najmu. El rajulu becomes ar-rajulu. Ar-rajulu. Ad-diku or el-diku here becomes ad-diku. El-samaku becomes as-samaku. So these ones on the right side is the correct way to pronounce it. Okay. See the table of the lunar and solar letters. Okay, we just went over that. Note that the A of L is pronounced only when it is not preceded by another word. Okay, so that's what we're going to get to. If it is preceded by a word, it is dropped in pronunciation, though it remains in writing. Al-baytu, here A is pronounced, but if it is preceded by a wow, meaning and, the A is also dropped, and the phrase is pronounced wal-baytu, not wa al-baytu. To indicate this omission in the pronunciation, this sign is placed above the hamza. Okay, so here remember that wasla. Okay, so you have al-baytu here. You have al-baytu here. So we pronounce the fatha on the alif, and we pronounce the lam here al-baytu. So we pronounce everything. But when there's a wow written here, for example, wow, you would skip over this alif. And you would say wal baytu. Okay, wal baytu, just as it's written here. So you have wa, you don't say wa al baytu, you would say wal baytu. Okay, so this is the hamzat al wasl, the joining hamza, right? We talked about this last class. So this wasla is considered to be on top of the alif of L when the L is preceded by something, even if it isn't always written. So sometimes you might not even see this little wasla here, but you just know the rule. Oh, okay, there's a waw here, or there's a letter here preceding this alif of L. So then I just skip over to the lam. I just skip over this and go straight to the lam. Okay. Right. And then and even if it was like from the solar letters, you would say what tajiru, and you would just skip right over to the ta, because this is from the huruf al-shamsiyya, the solar letters. Okay, so when the L is preceded by a letter A in L, it is skipped over and not pronounced. This is called hamzat al-wasl. Okay, so I kind of I wrote some examples down here just to see the transition of everything. Okay, so you have the word baytun, house, a house, okay, baytun. Then you have L, so you have these two entities here, okay, and then so L plus baytun equals al baytu. Remember we said this sound is dropped. So baytun, and then you have L. So L plus baytun equals al baytu. Okay. Now we're gonna put fi in the mix. Okay. So fi plus al baytu, fil. See, this is just like the wow coming before the alif and lam. Wal baytu, fil bayti, fil, well. So the whole concept, just to kind of reiterate everything. So it's just, if something precedes this this alif and lam here, you skip right over to the lam. But if it's that's for the moon letters, okay? So because ba is from the moon letters, but if it was a ta here, for example, you would say, let's go with fiz zaytun or something, or or fish shumps. You would skip over the alif and the lam also. These two would be completely skipped over if it was from the solar letters, fish shumps. So, but here it's just the alif you're skipping over, fil bayti. Okay. So, and the next one here is masjidun. Masjidun, a mosque. And then you have el, the definite article el, attached to masjidun equals al masjidu. See, again, this sound here is dropped when the alif and lam are connected to it. Al masjidu, and al masjidu is from the lunar letters, right? You don't say masjidu. No, you say al masjidu. Now we have a wow. So we say al masjidu, but now let's put a wow before al masjidu. What happens? Wal masjidu. Wal masjidu. Okay. And this is basically the same thing as I just wrote. Baytun, al baytu, al baytu. Okay, so this is just the breakdown of how things change. Whoops, this got kind of stuck there. So masjidun, al masjidu, al masjidu. Kitabun, a book, al kitabu, the book. Okay, so yeah, I'll read this one here too, and then we can practice down here, inshallah, together. So al baytu, fil bayti, al baytu, fil bayti, al maktabu, ala al maktabi. See, you're skipping over this hamzat al-wasl or alif al-wasla. This wasla here, this alif here, you're skipping over it to the lam. على المكتب المسجد في المسجد As-sariru. Okay, this is actually the example I was waiting for because I was just mentioning it before. Now all these examples are from the lunar letters, because it's al-baytu or al-maktab, al-masjid. So it's fil bayti. So you're just skipping over the alif here to the lam. Okay, but here we have what? When you say as-sariru. So you're skipping the lam here to go to the sin. As-sariru. But now we have this here. We're pronouncing the fatha, right? But now, because there's nothing preceding it, but now there's something preceding it. So here we're pronouncing the fatha and we're skipping over the lam to go to the sin. And here there's something preceding it. So now we're skipping over the alif and the lam and going to the sin. So as-sariru, just skipping over the lam, and now we're skipping over both letters right to the sin. Ala sariri, ala sariri. Okay. So let's try to put this into practice. We'll do this exercise and we'll take a break inshallah for 15 minutes so you guys can pray Salat al-Dhuhr inshallah. Can I get some volunteers to read these inshallah? So we're just going to implement that rule of the L being preceded by something and how to pronounce it. Who's the first volunteer inshallah? Waiting for you guys, inshallah. Somebody, come on.
I can try, inshallah.
Oh, inshallah. Okay.
Do you want
So
me?
let's start here and go across. So this side, okay?
Okay. Aina Muhammadun.
Great. Aina Muhammadun. Okay, good.
Hu fi غرفة. هو
Yeah, go slow. Huwa.
في الغرفة.
Okay. Okay, so that's not bad, but let's break it down again. Because this is a new concept. So okay, so huwa. Okay, so you have huwa, you have fi, and you have al-ghurfati. So let's just break it down. We have three entities there. Okay, huwa, we have fi, we have al-ghurfati. So how do we connect this? When we're reading like this, it's just more, it flows better when you read it like how I've just explained. So huwa fil. On its own, it's al-ghurfatu on its own, but the T and the two just is irrelevant right now. But so you have al-ghurfa, al-ghurfati, but now you have the fi preceding it. So you go fil right to this lam with sukoon. You didn't, if you saw a shadda here, like Michael pointed out, which is a good point. If this had a shadda here, then you would say the fi would connect right to this letter here. But there's no shadda there because this is from the lunar letters. Lunar letter, lunar letter, lunar letter, lunar letter, solar letter, okay, or sun letter. So here, use the sukoon as a guiding tool here. So huwa fil ghurfati. Okay, so try again inshallah.
هو في الغرفة.
Fil ghurfati. T.
هو في الغرفة.
Okay, huwa fil ghurfati. Yes. And we said we wouldn't say fil ghurfatin because when a word has the alif and lam attached to it, that in, an sound goes away. Okay, so let's do the next one, inshallah. Can somebody do the next one? Somebody else? We have like 3 minutes to get through this, inshallah, and you guys can have a break.
I can go next.
Okay, please.
On the left side?
Yeah, go from here and then go over here.
Okay. وأين ياسر؟
Okay.
هو في حمام.
Great, good job. Excellent. Huwa fil, here's the sukun, fil hammami. Good job. Okay, next one, please, somebody. We only have 3 left. Zui, would you like to go, inshallah?
Yeah, I can go.
Okay.
وأين آمنة آمنة.
Right. Wa aina aminatu. Okay, good.
هي في المذبح.
Hiya fil matbahi.
هي في المذبح.
Mat. So ta. So mat.
مذبح.
Mat. Don't shake the letter like mata. Just say mat.
هي في المذبح.
Yeah, better. Mashallah. Okay. Next one. Zui, do the next one, inshallah.
أين الكتاب؟
Mashallah. Say that. Mashallah. Say that again.
أين الكتاب؟
Mashallah. Good. See? Ainal kitabu. Good job. Mashallah. Okay, over here.
هو على المكتب.
Mashallah. Good job. Huwa ala al-maktabi. Ala al-maktabi. Good job. Okay, who's going to do the last one, inshallah? It's time for break. This just needs one more brave person to finish this off, and we'll come back in 15 minutes, inshallah. Anybody? Last one. The brother who's been reading, inshallah, or the sisters.
I can go again.
Okay, sure.
Okay. وأين الساعة?
Great. So see how sister did that? وَأَيْنَ السَّاعَةُ. So this na here goes right to the shaddad. You don't see the sukoon here like over here. Inal. Okay? Or over here, fil. Okay? Fil. No. So you don't see the sukoon here. You see the shadda though. Remember, Michael said shadda. Okay? Mashallah, Michael, you haven't spoken this class really at all, but what you mentioned is, mashallah, golden advice. So, wa'ina, so the na here goes right to the scene. Wa'ina sa'atu. Nasa'atu. Okay, good. Read this one.
المطبخ.
Good.
هي على السرير.
Right, good job. Hiya alas. So we're skipping over the alif, we're skipping over the lam, and going right to the shadda, the letter with the shadda. Hiya alas sariri. Okay, excellent. MashaAllah, tabarakallah. You guys did an excellent job. I will meet you guys back here, bi'idhnillahi azza wa jal, with the permission of Allah, after 15 minutes, inshallah. We'll see you then. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, everybody. We're back in action, inshallah. Okay, so we left off at this concept here. The L being preceded by something and how to read that correctly. So for example, here we said huwa fil ghurfati, huwa fil hammami, hiya fil matbakhi, huwa ala al-maktabi, hiya ala al-sariri, hiya ala al-sariri. Okay, so this is the concept we covered. We covered the solar and lunar letters. Okay, these right here, the solar and lunar letters, and see how we built on that, right? L and et, el, eth. Okay, so we learned if one of the solar or sun letters comes after the lam in al, then we skip over the lam and we read that letter. And the indicator for that, or the sign for that, is seeing that shadda there. Okay, if we don't see that shadda there, we just read al. Okay, and you know, and eventually when you guys get to that level of continuously studying Arabic and exploring Arabic and the language, you will find that books don't even have these these markings, right? The fatha, the dhamma, the kasra, these type of things. And then, but because you're so used to knowing what is a solar letter, what is a lunar letter, and because you've practiced so much, it comes naturally after that. So but inshallah you'll all get to that point. So that was for here. And then we mentioned another point was the nunation, or the an, in of a word, when it has an alif and lam attached to it, that or an in sound is dropped. Okay, because it makes that word definite by attaching the L to it. Okay, and then we learned if like a letter or something is preceding the L, we read over that alif. Wal baytu, wal baytu. Otherwise, it would just be al baytu, wal baytu. Okay, so we learned that those concepts, and I think inshallah that's clear. Okay, so we have something here called alif maqsura. Alif maqsura, the broken alif, it means. Okay, so when we see this symbol like this, or we see this letter here with a small alif, so it's a bare ya. So how we normally see a ya, it looks like a ya, right, without dots. Okay, so a bare ya without any dots, with a suspended alif above it. Okay, so the alif maqsura lengthens the fatha 2 counts. You say you say the sound and not e, because you would think, oh, it's a ya, okay, so e. No, it's just it's an alif maqsura, a broken alif, and you'll know it's that because it has this little tiny alif here signifying that and telling you that. So here is, see if I can zoom in, make it a little bit bigger for you guys. There we go. Okay, so I'll read them out first, and then we can get someone to volunteer, inshallah. So this is the alif maksura and the small alif. So asa, ila, mata, qala, yarda, a'ta, ahwa, azka, bala, saja, yara, يخفى, فهدى, طغى, يسعى, على. Okay, so that's how you read that. You say the a sound and it extends, the alif maqsura lengthens the fatha. So here you wouldn't say asa, ila, no. Mata, qala, yarda, no. Asa, ila, mata, qala, yarda. Okay, see how it lengthens the fatha 2 counts. Okay, so this is called what? Alif maqsura. Alif maqsura. Okay. Can I get a couple volunteers, inshallah? Maybe 2 or 3 people to finish this off, inshallah. Who's the first reader? Zui, you want to try?
Yes.
Okay.
So it's asa,
Okay.
ila, mata, qala, yarda,
Okay.
Still me? Oh.
Yeah, sure.
أعطى طا
Okay.
Uh,
أعطى.
أعطى أهوى أزكى بلى سجى.
MashaAllah. Good job. Who can finish these last ones off, inshallah?
You can try it, inshallah.
Okay.
Yara.
Brother, I just noticed you asked if there was a recording from last week.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, yes, there is a recording. I believe the sister, was it Alice? She uploaded it or the link into the WhatsApp group.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Oh yeah, here we go. Yeah, brother Michael posted it in the chat here. Okay, go ahead, brother.
Yara.
Okay.
يخفى.
Okay. يخفى.
يخفى. فهدى.
فهدى.
فهدى. طغى. يسعى. عالى.
Good job. Okay, great. So this is called Alif Maqsura. Alif Maqsura. Okay, so this is way too big now. So we were doing this. We were doing this last class. We started it. This is Surah Al-Fatiha. So it doesn't like. I just want you guys to think back before you started learning Arabic and the alphabet. This looks like an alien language to anybody, right? SubhanAllah. Like you just look at this and going, wow, like what is this? Now, given these different tools that you have just learned up until this point, this should start to look very clear. You can start to decipher this code of the Arabic language in the Quran. This is Quran right here in front of you. MashaAllah, tabarakallah. So look at the different tools that you have learned, all the letters of the alphabet, okay, the kasra, the sukun, the wasla, okay, the alif saghira, okay, or the small alif or the suspended alif that makes the ar-rahmani, right, makes that sound here, maliki, and we just learned the huruf al-lin, the soft letters, o, yo, mid-deen, and we just learned right here. We're going to start from the beginning, inshallah, but the alif and lam here, this word is ad-deen. Okay, this is what when you say it on its own. But remember, we said if the alif and lam is preceded by something, you skip over this alif here. Okay, so but in this case, because there's a shadda here, and this is from the solar or sun letters, you say mid-deen. You skip right over all of this. Okay, so let's point out. Let's use this surah. Okay, which is the Surah Al-Fatiha. We recite 17 times a day in our prayers because we pray 17 units of prayer in our 5 daily prayers in total. So this is the surah that we recite, Surah Al-Fatiha. Okay, so let's dissect it slowly, and then so everything becomes even more clear. Okay, so so here we have what? Ba kasra, sin sukun, bis, ba kasra, sin sukun, bis. Okay, we have a meme with a kasra, bismil. There's an alif and lam here in the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay, so bismil. Remember, we skip over. Otherwise it would be Allah, right? But when Allah's name is preceded by something, because it has a alif and lam attached to it, billahi, billahi. So we take this kasra here and attach it to this this lam here. Bismillahi. Okay, and then we have what here? The alif and lam. So what do we do here? We have the kasra that's preceding the alif and lam. We skip over this alif. And because this is from the huruf al-shamsiyya, the sun or solar letters, we say Bismillahir, hirrah. So hirrahmanirrahim. Okay. See how all that works, guys? Mashallah, when you break it down slowly, you can see, oh, okay, that's why we connect over here and we don't connect there. Okay, so it starts to make sense, inshallah. Okay, so Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Okay, so who can go over this ayah or this verse here, inshallah? Just basically all I want you to do is just point out different things like the wasla here. So there's a wasla here. This is another point actually I want to make. So this is a verse that it's beginning Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Okay, and I just said Alhamdu. So why am I pronouncing the fatha here when there's a wasla here? Well, the reason there's a wasla here is because if you connect Bismillahirrahmanirrahim alhamdulillahi. So if you were to connect this kasra on the meme to the next verse, then it would be considered a wasla. So then you would just say, so ar-rahim alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. So milhamdu, if you were to connect. But if it's on its own and you just stop and you say Bismillahirrahmanirrahim and you stop, then you would say Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Okay? Okay, so Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. So here we carry the kasra over to the lam with sukoon. Rabbil Alameen. Okay? Okay. And again, if you were to connect these two verses together, which you're allowed to do, you can stop or connect. You say, here you go.
May I ask a question?
Sure.
Is the Alhamdulillah missing in the screen? I can't see it because I start with Rabbil. You see, when I look at the screen, you said Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah, and I don't see it printed. Can anybody else see it? Do you see what I'm trying to? Okay, now I see it.
Okay, maybe it was zoomed in too much.
Yeah, now
How's
I see it.
this?
Thank you very much.
This is
because
good?
I'm trying to follow the letters.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Okay, so the point I was making here was you would say Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, and there's a kasra here. Okay, if you were to continue along, then instead of just saying alhamdu and pronouncing the fatha on the alif alhamdu, you would be connecting the meme. It would be considered the meme is before here. So then you would say Ar-Rahmanir-Rahim milhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. So you say Rabbil Alameen and you stop. But if you were to continue, what would you say? Rabbil Alameen Ar-Rahmanir Rahim. Right? You see how it connects. Okay. So this is just like an exercise of something before. Just imagine this wasn't there. Alameen ar-Rahman. Alameen ar-Rahman. You're skipping over the Hamzat al-Wasl. You're skipping over this wasla here, the alif. Now, okay. So that's the rule that we learned, that implementing that rule, inshallah. So ar-Rahmanir Rahim. See again here. So you have the alif saghira, manir rahim. So here you take the fatha or the kasra and connect it to the ra, which is from the sun or solar letters that has a shadda. Nirrahim, nirrahim. You don't pronounce the alif or the lam here. Okay. Maliki, maliki. So the mim fatha. Okay, and then the small alif or the suspended alif. Maliki, maliki. Yo middin. So yo, just like bo, to, tho, lo. Okay, yo middin. So the meme with a kasra jumps over to the dal with a shadda. Middin, middin. Okay, the word on its own we said is ad-din, ad-din. If you just read it on its own, but it's being preceded by something, which is the meme with a kasra, so you don't pronounce this alif. Middin. Okay. Okay. So who can do this next verse, inshallah? Sound, just go slowly, inshallah.
I can try, inshallah.
Okay. Okay.
Iyaka
Okay. Iyaka. Good.
na'budu
Na'budu. Good.
wa iyaka nasta'in.
Nasta'inu. Okay, so nasta'inu. Okay. Okay, so iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Okay, good job. Okay. Okay, the next ayah, the next verse. Brother, actually, I want you to read the next verse, please, because I want to do something with you, inshallah.
Okay. Ihdina sirat
So,
ihdina
ihdina. Ihdina. Okay.
ihdina sirat al-mustaqim.
Okay. Okay. So you have the basics now. Okay, but now we need to tie it together. Okay, it says ihdina. There's a word as-sirat, and then you have al-mustaqim. Okay, so now you have to tie them all together. Okay, so look at this, the noon here, the noon with the fatha. Remember we said there's an alif and a lam here. And then this next letter has a shadda. Okay, so this noon, how would you connect this here? You don't have to just, yeah.
I just like, I guess, kind of tie the noon with the sod. So
Exactly. So can you do that?
Yeah. So ihdina sirat al-mustaqim.
Yeah. So nas-sirata. Nas. That's ihdina sirata. Okay. So that's how you connect it over. So nas. Okay. And then here is ta. So tal mustaqim. Mustaqim. Okay. So ihdina sirat al-mustaqim. Okay. So try that again.
Ihdina sirat al-mustaqim.
Okay. Just don't extend the na sound. Just go right over. Nas. Okay, go ahead.
Ihdina sirat al-mustaqim.
Great. Good job. Okay. Good job. Okay. Now let's somebody to do this one here. Volunteer, inshallah. Come on, guys. We're almost done this this surah, inshallah. We're dissecting it, inshallah. You can just read one by one, inshallah, and then we'll work on connecting them. صراط الذين. صراط الذين. See that? So the ra with the fatha and the small alif. So صراط. صراط. Okay, and then you connect طل طل طلذين طلذين صراط الذين. So there's a ta with a fatha. It comes before الذين, comes before الذين. This word is الذين. Okay, but because this ta is coming before it, all of a sudden there's no fatha here. It's a wasla. This is telling you, this little symbol is saying, hey, skip over me. Don't pronounce me. I'm not part of this equation right now. This is what this is telling you, okay? And the shadda is saying, pronounce me instead. Okay, so صراط الذين صراط الذين أنعمت أنعمت عليهم أنعمت عليهم. Remember, this is the haruf al-lin, the soft letters. Lay, lay, bay, tay, thay. علي عليهم عليهم. غي غي. This is again haruf al-lin, soft letters. غي, bay, tay, thay. غيرل غيرل. This wasla here, don't pronounce me. I know there's something before me. Don't pronounce me. Go over to the lam, please. This is what this wasla is saying. غيرل غيرل مغضوبي. Okay, مغضوبي عليهم عليهم. Okay, who can read to this point, inshallah? Even the regulars, somebody volunteer, inshallah.
I can do
صراط
it if no
الذين.
one else wants to.
Sure.
Okay. صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين.
Right. ولا الضالين. So you have the ضال, and then you have that lam with the shadda. So you want to connect that, right? So ضالين, right? So see what you did here. So wala. So you have la, and now you have to skip over this alif here because you see the wasla. Wala walad. You don't say wa ad. No, walad. Okay, so this is inshallah we can go over this again next class as well, inshallah, just to refresh our memories, inshallah. Does anybody have a question regarding this, inshallah, at all? Is it starting to be clear when you look at this now, or is there something still you're not sure about? What's your guys' thoughts about that? Is this starting to look a lot clearer, or does it look clear now?
Sheikh, I have a question.
Sure.
Last time, could you please help me to dissect the word dunya or how to read this? Like last time you talked about it.
Which one?
The dunya. The
Dunya.
yes, I don't
Oh.
know how to read this. The after this word.
Which one, here or from last class?
Yeah, from last class means this
Oh,
word.
it was in the Arabic Islamic terms at the end.
Yes.
Dunya. Okay, inshallah we'll cover that, inshallah. But does this look clear to you now? Does it look more clear when you're reading Surah Al-Fatiha, like what all these markings and everything are starting to make sense, inshallah?
Sheikh, I have
Guys?
a question.
Sure.
So with the different alif, how can you, I guess, make it easy to measure how long you hold the different alif? Like,
Oh, right. So that becomes like the lengthening of the mudud and things like this. So here, like when this you would extend a lot longer than this. So this alif saghira is like here, like we have here, na, right? Two counts, right? Two counts. So you have a and a. If you just hold your fingers out, okay. So this here equals this here. You see? So this na and this alif saghira means the same thing. It's just like there being an alif here. It's an alif saghira. So Rahman. Okay, na. Where's another example? Ah. Okay, so it's a two count, where this would be like a 4 count or something, right? So ba, right? Okay. Now, so this here, when you see this written like this is much longer than just this regular med here, or this regular lengthening here. So when you see these are a 2 count, okay? So ma, okay? Here, iya, okay? Na, sira, okay? Sira, okay? Inshallah. Okay, so this is Surah Al-Fatiha, okay? Inshallah. We can go over that again next class. I just want to actually, class is almost ending here, but let's go over a couple things before we finish. So okay, actually just wanted to share something with you. I just want you to kind of you guys aren't at this level yet, but I just want you to kind of know how easy the language gets after you start learning the basics. So here we have a kaf, a ta, and a ba. So this is the root letters of all of these words you see here. Once you learn, what does kataba mean? Kataba means to write. Okay, in Arabic, kataba means to write. Of course, these letters would be connected, but the root letters are kataba. So kataba means to write. So once you learn, okay, there's a verb and it's called kataba and it means to write, then you start to understand. It's called the science of morphology or sarf in Arabic. Once you learn sarf and start to learn sarf, then the language becomes a lot smaller. Right now it's huge. I mean, the language is huge regardless, but it shrinks down a little bit in our eyes and our minds once we learn this tool or this science called a sarf, morphology. So I just stumbled upon this picture when I was, or this image when I was online, and I wanted to share it with you because I remember thinking when I was learning Arabic, I'm like, wow, how are we supposed to? Because in Arabic, you learn patterns. You learn patterns, and then from those patterns, you can start to decipher things. So you'll be given those tools eventually, inshallah, and you will learn those tools. But when I started to learn morphology, sarf, then I was like, oh, that makes sense, subhanallah. And I was really excited to learn it because when you learn ketaba means to write, then when you hear kitab, okay, that's book. Okay, that's affiliated to writing. Or here, katib. See, ketaba, the root letters, that's a writer, somebody who writes. Okay, kutub is books. Mektab is an office, a place where writing and takes place and books are. Miktab is a typewriter. Okay, see, look at all these different words. Iktetaba, to copy. When you copy something, you write something, right? Okay. Istiktab, dictation. Mukatib, reporter. You're hearing ketaba, to make somebody write. You see, so all these are connected to the root letters kataba. See, you can see kataba. Every word or verb here, you can see the root kataba. kataba, all there. So that's, you'll get to that inshallah, that point. Okay, so moving along to the Islamic and Arabic terminologies, inshallah. These are the ones for this week, inshallah. Sunnah, sunnatun, okay? Linguistically, sunnah means a way, okay? Sunnah means a way, okay? So when we say sunnah, generally, this refers to the actions, the sayings, and silent approvals of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. When we say, oh, brother, you know, or sister, that's sunnah. That's sunnah. That means that's something the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam did, or he said to do, or his silent approval. Like something happened in front of him that he didn't speak up against, that he allowed. Maybe one of his companions did something, and him not speaking against it shows that it was allowed. So all of these things are considered sunnah, okay? Takbir, when someone says takbir, that means you say Allahu Akbar. You'll hear that sometimes somebody will say takbir, like, you know, like somebody got married or something, and then someone says, oh, takbir or something, Allahu Akbar. That means to say Allahu Akbar. And you make takbir, takbiratul ihram, when you start your salah. When you start your salah, you say Allahu Akbar. This is called takbir, okay? Ruku', ruku'un, okay, means bowing. These are, I put these here for like your movements in prayer, okay? So ruku'un means to bow. That's when you say Allahu Akbar after you recite your Quran, then you go down and you bow and put your hands on your knees. That is ruku', okay? Sujud, sujudun, that means prostration. When you put your head and your hands and your forehead and your nose and your hands on the ground, that is called sujud, okay? At-tashahhud, at-tashahhud, okay? That's when you say at-tayyatu lillahi was-salawatu wat-tayyibatu. That's what you say in your second rak'ah, your second unit, or the last unit of prayer in Fajr prayer, and the second and fourth, the end of the second, fourth unit of units of prayer for Dhuhr and Asr, and the second and the third for Maghrib, and the second and the fourth for Al-Isha. You say your tashahhud, okay? And at-taslim. At-taslim is to say when, as soon as you finish your tashahhud and your last unit of prayer, you say Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. That's called at-taslim, at-taslim, and that's you exiting your prayer, right? Okay, so to say Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, okay, while turning your head to the right and then to the left when ending the prayer, okay? And rak'ah, rak'atun is a unit of prayer. Like how many units of prayer is Fajr? Rak'atani. There's two, okay? So rak'atun means prayer, rak'ah, okay? Now, and the sister's question, let me see here, I'll just write it for her. So you said it's sorry. Oops. Dunya, dunya. This is the word, Sister Zoe?
Yes, thank you. Dunya.
Dunya.
Is there a ni sound?
No, is there a ni sound?
No.
Sorry,
No
what
ni
was your
sound.
question?
I mean, is there a ni sound? Like a
No.
N-I-S? Oh,
Dunya. So here, let me see if I can. Yeah. So dun. So dal, dhamma, nun, sukun. Dun, and then ya, fatha, alif. Ya, dunya.
dunya.
Yeah, dunya. So that means the life of this world, this worldly life. This is called a dunya. And then the next life is al-akhirah, the hereafter, inshallah. Yeah. Again, inshallah, we'll try to get to the tafsir of Surah Al-Falaq next week, inshallah. Just these are really important things to go over, and that will enable us to understand the Quran, inshallah, better anyways. But inshallah, we will try our best to get to Surah Al-Falaq. But we have to take things step by step, inshallah. I hope you guys had a great class. I hope you benefited. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bless us and reward us for our efforts, and keep guiding us and give us a good ending, and let us enjoy this life in a way that's pleasing to him, and admit us all into Jannat al-Firdaus, the highest station, the highest place of Jannah in the afterlife. Allahumma ameen. Just, I guess we have a question here.
I think, sorry, Sheikh, I think Brother Michael had a question in the chat.
So
For the
about,
kutab root words.
the root words. Yeah, Brother Michael, you said the last letter in each word has no vowel. I know you mentioned this, but I forget. Okay, so the last letter has no vowel. Yeah, usually like for example, when you're stopping on a word, like if it comes at the end of the sentence, you would just stop without pronouncing the vowel. But for now, inshallah, like especially the beginning stages, like, and how I was taught as well, just pronounce everything. Okay, but of course, when we're reciting Quran or something, like here we have Surah Al-Fatiha. So here, when we say Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, when we stop here. We don't say the Fatha here, unless we're continuing and joining these two verses together. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim. If we're gonna continue and then stop here, okay, then we would pronounce that that fatha, okay. But if we're gonna stop here, then we don't. Alameen. Okay, we would just stop there. Okay, so but when that's Quran, right? So, and then also in Arabic here, so like huwa fil ghurfa. That's what you would normally just say, huwa fil ghurfa. But there is a kasra here. So especially the beginning stages, and when we're learning here like this, you pronounce everything, because once you have done it so much in practice, then you know it's there. Okay, so huwa fil ghurfati. So make sure just to pronounce everything. But of course, when we're reciting the Quran, if you're going to stop here, then you wouldn't pronounce the fatha. Okay. I hope that answers your question, inshallah. Okay, perfect. Inshallah, keep grinding away, guys. Keep reviewing what we learned. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out into the chat, or send me a message or something, inshallah, and I'll be more than happy to help you. So that will conclude this week's lesson, and I will see you guys next week, inshallah, for lesson number 7. Okay, take care, be safe, study hard, and inshallah we'll see you guys next week. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.